Hey everyone, Robert Fischer, Keller Williams Realty on the RJF team. I want to do a real quick video just to talk to you about is the real estate market starting to shift? Is it starting to go from a seller's market and not be as hot? A lot of people are starting to ask that question. And know that there's several pieces of data you can look at. The media normally knows the macro data, and the people who are in the industry doing enough or whatever, like they see the micro data of everything that's going on. And I think some media places are starting to pick it up and starting to see, is our market still great? Yes, the market is still great. But are we at the beginning of the shift? Are we at the top of where the market, have we hit in the top of the market? There's a lot of micro data to support that because showings are slowing down. There's not as many multiple offers, and so just keep that in mind. We're still a strong seller's market, so it's still a great time for everything. But on the other side, you just have to realize that there could be a shift coming on. Now, this is nationwide. If you were to kind of zoom into Central Texas is historically very strong, even when the market shifts and it goes from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Buyer's market is defined of 6 months or more of inventory. We've been hovering around 1.5 to 3 months of inventory, depending on what areas you look at. I try not to make too many generalizations because it can almost be by neighborhood sometimes, so keep that in mind. And I could go through all the indicators, and if anyone ever wants to talk about it, let me know. But from GDP to interest rates to unemployment, inflation, and all these things and what it is. But we're even seeing it in the builders right now. I mean, they're going, before they wouldn't budge, they were slammed, and this is what's going on. The builders are coming to the buyers, the builders are coming to the realtors and saying, here's our incentives, we really need to sell, this is what's going on. So there's a lot of opportunity out there. So the big question that comes to this is, if we're in the middle of a market shift, and again, it could take 1 to 3 years for this to fully take effect and us to feel anything. But again, remember, Central Texas doesn't feel it the same way like the East and the West Coast would, because we actually tend to go down slowly, up slowly, on average. So just keep that in mind. But should you sell? Should you buy? Well, think about this. And I'm never going to give a blanket statement. I think there's a lot of people out there who go, yes, you should buy, yes, you should sell, no, you shouldn't, yes, you should. And I think that's short-sighted. So when I look at everything, you're going to have to look at your individual situation. But if someone were to say that, hey, look, I could sell my house at this, and today I can only sell it at this, which maybe is $5,000 less, or maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's the same thing, but you're just not getting 3 offers, 10 offers, 27 offers on your house anymore. So I'm going to wait. And you have to look at your long-term situation on whether that makes sense. If they say, I want to wait a year or two because I want to see if that goes back up, if we are on a downtrend, remember most cycles go in 7-year cycles. And again, that's a generalization, but just remember that. So if we are on a downtrend, and that's just a slow downtrend in Central Texas, if you have to wait 7 years for that to happen, how many years do you have to wait for that to come back up to where you are today? If you are wanting to do something in the next 3 years, like, now is a really great time. And it's still going to be a great time. Like, Central Texas, we're very blessed. Things sell all year round. And even if it starts to go down, things sell at that time as well. But just know, but if you're saying, I'm going to wait till it gets back up to this price point, you might have to be waiting 5, 7, 10 years for it to get back up to where it is now. And the other side is, it also depends on where you feel everything is going. There's a chance Central Texas could still be strong for the next 1 to 3 years. Nobody has a crystal ball, but just keep that in mind. So we could have another pop next year. We still have, 150 plus people moving here a day. So it is strong. Keep that in mind. But if I know that I'm going to sell, what I always say is, knowing what you can get today is so much better than not knowing what you can get tomorrow. So just keep that in mind if that's in your plan. And you have to know your kind of real estate financial plan, and we can always talk through that. Because unbiasedly, we can kind of say, yes, do it, no, don't. But we make recommendations, you make decisions. And should I buy? Here's the other thing when you're looking at buying. Everyone knows that interest rates are historic lows. The government really wants it to be at 6%. That's normally kind of a 5.5 to 6.5% is a very healthy place. And know that every 1% that it goes up, you lose about 11% in buying power. So if the interest rates were to bump up in the next 1.5 to 2%, you'll lose about 2% more. You'll lose about 22% in buying power. So keep that in mind. So from investment properties to the home that you're going to be in, it is very strong. It's still a great time to buy. So that's it in terms of the real estate market. If you have any questions, please let us know. We're always here to serve.